if Iran, how much have you looked at when we want spies or agents in China or Iran, how much of it is flipping people internally that become assets? How much of it is us sending people from here to there to know that they're 100% believers of U.S.? Because say you're recruiting and somebody calls you. I got a very weird message from somebody in China. We went back and forth. And he tells me who he's with, okay? And sends me a bunch of messages. Here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to know. This is who I am. This is who I'm connected to. This is why I'm real. Here's my ID. Okay. If somebody from Iran's like, yeah, I definitely want to be a spy. I'll tell you everything. How the hell do you know that they're not home team? Like if I was Russia, you know what I would do? I would actually have 200 people to respond to you and give you intel and act like they're supporters of you to confuse the hell out of you. Like, you know those Chinese ads? Yeah. We would respond to it. I would intentionally get 1,000 of my guys if I'm China, and I would say, guys, respond to it. And let's tell them these 28 different stories and confuse the shit out of America. And then let's control them and see what wrong information they're leaking. And then be like, okay, well, this guy, we told this story through this guy to this guy. Now they're saying this person's got cancer. Okay, so now I know how to control this source that I have when I talk to them. That person, I know this. But what I'm trying to ask you is, if you're CIA, how do you send people from here that are true believers in Iran to infiltrate versus converting people that are Iranians?
So it's actually interesting because for a long time they did it. It was easier to do because you could send people to Iran and it would be very difficult to figure out what your background was or where you come from or if you ever had any contact with the CIA. But things have changed tremendously where now in the digital age, they can look up instantly your whole history, who you are, where you've been, and if you're lying about anything that doesn't match up, if you have Facebook friends that were, said, hey, you were interested in joining the CIA in high school, you're done. So it's very difficult to send assets to another country. I think it's easier now for them to flip somebody that's already there. The thing that I think is the most interesting thing happening in the intelligence community right now is that switch from, for over 20 years, we became professionals at counterinsurgency, at the Middle East, and now they're having to change and prepare for near peer, prepare for doing missions against Russia and China again. And it's been a major adjustment for them.
Yeah, so I had the founder of this company here on the podcast 4 years ago, Clearview AI. I don't know if you've ever heard of it or not. Founder's name is Hon Ton Tat. Rob, if you want to pull up Clearview.ai founder. And you're somewhat there, but yeah, that's a better way of doing it. So we had him on, okay? Matter of fact, I just spoke to him a week ago. It's interesting. And he's doing big things. You know what technology he created that they used in Ukraine? He created a software, if you can go to their website, that they released this technology. Matter of fact, can you do me a favor? Type in Clearview AI Ukraine. Type in Clearview AI Ukraine. Ukraine's secret weaponry in Russia's clear. Right there. Click on that. That's right. It was in Time magazine.
Oh,
so Ukraine,
he's this guy?
He's this guy. Ukraine's secret weapon against Russia is a controversial tech company. So the way they would do is whenever they would catch somebody and they would say, I'm Ukrainian, they would use this camera, put it on their face, take a picture, and the technology would tell you, no, this person's Russian. Vice versa. But Ukrainians got access to this technology. So in a way, this makes it very difficult to send CIA agents from America abroad to infiltrate because your facial recognition is going to bring you back. So you almost have to get assets internally. So how do you filter them out to know who to trust and who not to trust?
It's my understanding is a very difficult process to become an asset. I think it's got to be how do you trust them as well, I think is the biggest issue there. How are you going to trust someone who's already in the country? Sending your own assets probably always going to...
There's one step.
Yeah.
You know what the first step is?
What's that?
Okay. So, I mean, I don't want to give it to you because I don't want to say it publicly, but one of the ways is, you know, I say, okay, so why are you feeling the way you feel about this? I hate Khamenei. Tell me why. Well, because of da-da-da-da-da. Why? What part of it upsets you? Okay, how is it directly emotionally attacked? Do you know what they did to me? They killed my dad, and they killed this, and they killed that. Okay. If I'm not getting a feeling that it's emotion attached to real pain and suffering, that you're sick of it, that we share a common enemy, I would have given a completely different angle. This is the basic one. And I have to believe it. So then how do I validate it, that that is true? Do I ask the question to get the intel from you to show pictures? How do I find that that's actually happened to you? Because my level of paranoia would be the country is using it against me, especially when I'm putting public ads for China and Russia. What a weird way to negotiate tariffs with. What a weird way of negotiating a deal with Russia versus Ukraine. Hey, I want a peace deal. Hey, you want a peace deal? Yeah. Can I ask you why the fuck on your CIA YouTube channel, Mr. YouTuber, you're putting an ad on how to get my people to tell you intel about me? What kind of a relationship is that? It's a very interesting world to be in.
Hi, I'm Chris Cappy. You probably know me from the YouTube channel Cappy Army. I'm now on Minect. You can find me there and you can ask me any questions about war corresponding if you're interested in how to get into that, geopolitics, defense industry, entrepreneurialism, anything you want to chat about, I'm on there.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.